So right here is the Sweetland Seventh-day Church of God. And this is out at not at the entrance, but if you're familiar with Manchester or Asia in Jamaica, then you might be familiar with Sweetland. And so this area is where there's a church. As you can see, this is just some area that they burnt down. Probably some grass or something was there, so they went ahead and burned it down. Over the top there, you can see some tombs there. I remember when I was growing up, when I was much younger, there was a star apple tree there, and that star apple tree never dropped one star apple. Even if the star apple rotten off the tree, they stay right on the tree, and that was it. And if you're familiar with the plants, then everybody know that star apple don't drop off of the tree. That's why it's the meanest apple or the meanest fruit you can think of. Going down this hill is Miss Punsi Gully. We used to say that there was Duppy. If you know what Duppy is, or ghost, we used to say that, those little evil spirits used to be in there. So sometimes it's very dark. You're walking down and you're much younger. And we used to see some little white lights, and we used to think it's like, ghost. And during that time, whenever it rains, because it was very steep, this is the best of the road. It usually has a lot of water there, and so we will normally play in the water, the red dirt water coming from school when we were much younger. Over to the right, that's Bauxite. So the entire community is now being invaded by Bauxite company in Jamaica, where they're digging for dirt and they're turning that or mining it into aluminum. So this is what Sweetland has turned into. And as you look at the quality of the soil is very good. And this is like, going back out into the town. But the quality of the earth is very good. When you walk in Sweetland, you can't walk with any shoes that you're going to be wearing into public. You have to wear a special shoes for this place. And it's the same thing when it's raining. A lot of times people don't really want to come in this community because it is just so muddy and dusty by the time you get out of it. I remember going over this hill, there was a huckberry tree at the top of the hill, and they would normally drop 1 and 2 little circular fruit, and you'll pick them up. The seed usually is very hard, so you can't really chew on it or anything. And it was very slippery. Over the years, different community members decided to put on the marl on the road, and that's how you have the road looking this good. Yes, persons from the community will tell you that this is the best of the road for years. I am almost 40 years old, and from I know myself, this is what the road looks like. So that's where the huckberry tree is on the left, and then there's a tamarind tree right here. That's a big tamarind tree. Usually there would be a lot of tamarins falling from that tree when we were much younger, and we'll just pick it up and eat it. And tamarind is very soury. You can have it with sugar. So they have the tamarind balls that put in sugar, and then they sell it. You can always make your own, or you can just eat it. It's very soury. I remember we used to come from school, and there was so many things we'll do on the road. There's so many things you can actually eat during the time when you're coming off from school, heading home, and just having fun back in the days. There's a lot of trees that have been cut down, so now the place looks a little bit bare. But I tell you, you can see a little bit of a greenery there, but years ago it was just very lush in terms of vegetation. To your right, that's a big mango tree, and that is at Miss Vi. And usually that mango tree would bear so much mangoes. You walk in and you're just hearing mangoes just falling on the ground. You pick it up and you just eat and you head home. And there usually be a lot of peppermint as well in that area. That was before the new building on the right here, their construction going on, and there wasn't any fencing. So I remember we used to walk along this road. There was a little bit bamboo here as well. We used to walk there, and in that little bush up there, you could actually walk through that section to head into like Prattville district as well. And when you talk about, walking through that bush, you're talking about a lot of children from the community. You're coming home, you're playing games. So even though it probably looks like a 30, 45 minutes walk, sometimes it's not much. And during this time, sometimes we'll go ahead and be picking, climbing trees, picking fruits from people's land. When you're a younger child or, children, they're very mischievous. So you trespass on any land you see. And sometimes we'll go ahead and light the land and then run off. Luckily, we never have it caught any fire, which is good. I remember years ago, we used to walk over to this section here. And there is a tree that if it rubs against your skin, it causes your skin to itch. And then it burns your skin. So it leaves some little black marking on it. So when you're walking through the bush, you just have to be very careful because you don't want it to be a case where that catches you. And there is also a pimento tree. And if you don't know pimento, you can go and look at pimento, the good old jerk chicken in Jamaica. Yes, they jerk it with a pimento wood. And that is something that is very common in this area as well. And if you know maca tree, or we say thorns, but in Jamaica we call it maca tree because it has some little things that will prick you. Down that little area there, I was asking my sister or telling my sister that, years ago we used to walk over that side and be climbing the trees and picking birds out of the tree. And over that side, as you can see a lot of bauxite mining going on as well. Yeah, bauxite to take over everything, every single thing. The kids them nowadays, but then again, nowadays kids don't even have time to do anything. They spend so much time on their tablets and their phone. They don't even go outside and enjoy nature. So bauxite taking over that side, they don't even realize that they're there. And for those of us who are not aware, this is what they use to make aluminum foil paper. Yes, pots, anything metal, that's what they use. They dig the earth and then they turn it into aluminum and then they will make different products with it. So this is what they do with a lot of places in Jamaica. And then after they've used up this land, taken all of this rich soil, then they will go ahead and dump up the land and then grow back plants on it, and then people can go ahead and build on it. But a lot of persons don't like the land afterwards because they take out all of the nutrient from the soil. And to the right, we could actually walk on that road. It was like a little track. You could walk there and head home. But now we have this little section here that has a little bit of a asphalt. Yes, so this is the best part of the road in Sweetland. But for the most part, it looks more like just red dirt. There's not much shops or anything. There's a little shop here. You can go ahead and buy your little groceries, bread. If you need a bag juice, I don't know how many people know bag juice and if bag juice still sell. You can actually buy those little things over there. I remember when I was much younger, that shop wasn't there at the time, but bag juice and sky juice was a big thing. It's basically mixing sugar with some little coloring. You put it in a little bag, you freeze it, and then you just suck on it. They call it suck too. All right, and then this side we used to have like a little ackee tree. Yeah, so see, I tell you about the road. It's very red. You can imagine wearing a white Lacoste in this country. No, you want to survive because by the time you reach on the main road, it's gonna be looking just like the dirt that you're walking on, just like the soil that you're walking on. That's how it's gonna look. So a lot of people walk with a second shoes, and then when they reach on the main, they'll change off and then put on their shoes. Yeah, I do that. Nowadays, I don't really do it because, like, if I'm visiting, I tend to be driving. But sometimes if I'm walking, I might just, put on a decent shoe so that way my toes don't get messed up or anything. But coming back here, a lot of times, it's just a reminder of where we're coming from. different people grew up in different places in Jamaica and they become successful. So not because your background or your environment probably look like this, you know, no pavement, no walkway, no inside bathroom, no running water, no electricity in some places or some homes, then it doesn't mean that, you know, you have to stay in that environment forever. There's always change, you know. Life continues, you grow, and you get yourself out of the community, and you just do good for yourself. On the left here was a guinea tree. I don't think the guinea tree is there anymore. And then there was also a June plum tree somewhere close by here. To the right, you have some tombs over there. And I think there was a cat on the tomb. I was telling my husband that usually when you see a cat on a tomb, you always say it's a duppy or a ghost. Yes. People can tell you a lot of stories about those things. I don't really believe in ghosts, but yes, they probably do exist, but I've never seen one before, so just gonna take it as is. So depending on what you believe in, then you go with it. And then this is still Sweetland in Manchester, Asia Prattville, and we're heading out to Miss Lynn's shop. So usually years ago, if you're giving directions to anybody, you'll tell them, come all the way down into Sweetland and find the standpipe. It's right in front of Miss Lynn's shop. And usually that's where you consider to be a central location in the community. So if anybody find that little location, then basically they're at the end of Sweetland, because this is the end of Sweetland. Down, usually when it rains, as I said, like water just running, and it's like a lot of red dirt. The water is very thick, it's just very red. It's yeah, just like how you see, just think of mixing that with water. That's how it actually looks. And usually on the right here, the water will just go down in that gully, and it will just stay there for a few days until it is absorbed into the ground, and then, you know, life continues afterwards. On your right here, you see that big tree there, that's breadfruit. I don't know if anybody has had breadfruit, but you can have breadfruit ripe, you can have it roasted, you know, you can boil it. So it's very good. A lot of places, they tend to serve it with ackee and saltfish. If you go to some other resorts or hotel, you can get it with ackee and saltfish or any other thing. But it's a common produce in our country. And then you have bananas and plantain. And there is also, I think there was a naseberry tree as well. But yeah, these are little sucklings for the bananas. As usual, guys, I'm so sorry about my voice. But anyways, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. This comes to the end of the video. If you have any questions, you can always put them down below and tell me how the channel is going. Thank you for subscribing, and see you in the next video. Bye.